Hey YouTube, what's going on? And welcome back to Cairo and His Things. Today, we'll be looking at the Wuben X2. Let's start off with some basics on this light. For size, we're looking at 1.54 inch in diameter, or 35 millimeters, 0.79 of an inch in width, or 20 millimeters, and 3.35 inches tall, or 85 millimeters. And as far as weight, we're looking at 4.06 ounces. As far as what this light comes with, it comes with a red diffuser here, or it might be a little bit closer to orange as far as the tint that it puts off. But it's just to be able to put it on top here. And if you're using the light, you can kind of get a really warm tint with it. Just something kind of cool to have. I always like when they come with these little diffusers. And then it comes with this lanyard. Now what's special about this lanyard is, not only does it come with a measuring tape on it, if I can get that to clear up for you. So it comes with a measuring tape, but also at the front here, if you press this little button, it comes out. And here you have a USB-C charging port. The X2 does have a battery indicator, so when we press the button here, you'll see it's kind of faint. It's a little bit small and it's just barely underneath the button here, but it is noticeable in person. And so how we have a fully lit up blue light here and it's just holding blue, that means that we are currently at between 90 to 100% full. Now, if it was flashing blue, that means you're anywhere from 40 to 90% battery life remaining. If it's a constant red, you're at 15 to 40%. And if it is flashing red, you're between 15% and 0. As far as this button, it's pretty nice. It's a little metal button, so it feels good to click. And it actually lifts up so you can kind of see the thickness of the button there. It's not super thick, but it's still good. And it's got this little pressure pad all the way along the back of the button. There's the actual button that you're clicking when you click the button. That's what you're turning on right there, just that little piece. But it doesn't matter if you hit it from the right side or the left side or the middle, it still turns on. So that's what's nice. There's the USB-C recharging port right there. Now this light is IP68 rated, which is waterproof and dustproof. I will say though, just my personal opinion, you can kind of see just underneath the button. I can't seem to get it completely clear on my camera, but you can see there where you can see the little magnet underneath and you can see underneath the button just a tad bit. So yes, it's rated IP68, but my personal opinion is that I would be a bit cautious taking this into a lake or something like that. I'm sure it's fine in the rain, but it looks to me like that may be a possible spot to get water in, and I wouldn't want that getting into my USB-C charging port there. It feels really good to click that button though. It's a nice click. It feels durable. I really like having metal instead of plastic there, or even rubber. It just feels really good. So I like that they did that. Recently we reviewed the Wuben X2 and that was packed full of features. This may not have all those features like the screen and all that, but I've got to say everything on this just feels so good and feels so high quality. And if you notice these lines here on the body of this flashlight, according to Wuben, it's actually with an intention, and it's supposed to be so you can put fluorescent powder in there and actually make this glow in the dark and really easy to find. I haven't tried it, but if any of you have, I'd love to hear how well that works. I think it'd be pretty interesting to have these lit up. Let's take a look at the clip here, and you'll see it's got a really, really nice clip on it. Feels strong, has really good retention. But my favorite thing about it is that it's screwed in. We've got a lanyard hole right here. And on the head of the light, we have a 3 emitter setup stacked next to each other. So that will cause the beam profile to be a bit rectangulish just because of the way this is set up for them to pack those 3 in like this. I'm personally fine with that because it means that I get a rectangle shape in my pocket, which is going to feel much more comfortable than a round shape in my pocket. And you'll see we've got orange peel here on the reflectors. And the emitters that I went with was the Osram P9. So that's just kind of a general purpose emitters. It's 6500K and it maxes out at 2500 lumens on turbo. Now, there is another option for emitters on this light. You can go with the LH351Ds, which are going to be high CRI, 5000K. However, with that, it will max out at 1800 lumens, so you get a significant drop off in max output with the benefit of getting higher CRI and a little bit of a nicer tint. So I'd say that the LH351D option is a little bit more friendly for enthusiasts and hobbyists, whereas this is more your general purpose for what most people are going to get is probably these Osram P9s like what I have. Let's take a look at the user interface. So if we click the button, we turn it on, it's just that simple. And then when you click it, if you hold it down, we're going to rotate between low, medium, and high. Now note that it's on high right now. If I turn it off and I click it back on, it goes back to high. So it does have memory mode on your last use output. However, when you're off, if you hold, you can get straight into your low mode and then from there hold, medium, high. So you can get straight into low if you want. 90% of the time I'm going directly into low, so I'm almost always holding right off the bat. If you double click, you can get to turbo. And if you triple click, you can get into strobe. If you triple click again, you can get into SOS. And single click to turn it back off. And when you single click again, it takes you right back to your standard light output again. So really simple, basic user interface. So let's go ahead and see what this light can do and look at some beam shots. As far as final thoughts on this light, it's absolutely built like a tank. I feel completely confident that I could drop this, throw it off a skyscraper, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, this thing is built like a tank. It feels so strong and durable. And like I said, where it may lack in some extra features, like having that nice screen and some of the red light and some of the other things that the X3 provides, it makes up for in durability and just being overall a quality everyday carry light with high output. It's got a really impressive turbo. Hopefully you were able to see that in the beam shots, but this is a really small light. And it's hard to tell if it really translates on camera a lot of times, but I can tell you in person, the amount of light output you get from a light this small, it really, really has an impressive turbo on it. And as I said earlier, I think that this is the perfect shape for an everyday carry light. When you have a round light, you really feel that in your pocket. But when you have something that's rectangle shaped, see, this feels almost a little bit more like carrying a pocket knife. And so that's a lot more comfortable. And, then obviously it has a good clip with it, so that really helps out. And I just know I've got a durable light on me at all times. Another thing I will say is that this stands really well. I've tried having it stand in some places that didn't have really good, a very level surface, but it stayed stable the entire time. So this has really, really good stability, the way that this is set up, good weight distribution, everything else. One thing that I will note is that this does not have a magnet on the bottom. Of course, I would have liked if it did, but the fact that it doesn't really change my opinion over the light. This is absolutely a light that I do recommend. As far as price, we're looking at $98 on Amazon. However, there is currently a coupon for 20% off. So I will leave a link in the description below if you're interested in purchasing this light. And thanks for watching.